Hey, everybody. What in the world?
Whoa,
What
whoa.
are you doing? That is
I'm
not
going to
what
hypnotize you guys right out the gate.
No. Listen, y'all, I'm going to mute all these fellas because they just go crazy when they think they're allowed to talk. No, no, no. Y'all, thank you for joining us for VidLift tonight. We're going to take a look at a couple really cool channels that have shared some videos with us. We're going to look at just a short 1-minute segment. We're each going to share some thoughts on that. And then we're going to do a roundtable discussion about the video. We're going to learn some things we can do to make our own videos better. We're going to learn some things that we could do to help their videos get better. And we're all going to grow together. As we watch these videos together, type in the chat some cool things and that you would suggest in the videos. And you know what? I noticed that our viewer count in the last 10 seconds has gone down. What in the world is happening? This is not good. You see me? You need to talk. You need to go. Oh my goodness. Let's introduce these folks. We can start with that one down there. Mr. Steve Turtle, tell us what's going on your channel. My button says that Steve needs to unmute himself. That's so.
Sorry. I must have been muted. I'm Steve Turtle, and I'm a work camper, and I do videos talking about work camping and, I don't know, silly stuff, crazy stuff, whatever I'm thinking about that week. And I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to be a part of VidLift and share the screen with these awesome people that are next to me. That guy, and that guy.
And Donovan, tell us about RV on the Wayside.
RV on the Wayside started out as a channel for traveling, and we were full-time in an RV. Then we decided we would try to go part-time and got a home base and haven't left yet. We're planning on it, but it hasn't happened yet. But we're getting there. It's coming up soon. Big trip.
Y'all, please don't think me too rude as I'm on my phone. I'm trying to pull up the live chat so I can keep up with what y'all are saying. Let's hear from Mr. Texas Family Camping over there.
I guess I'll unmute it. I didn't mute myself. I believe that that guy muted me, but I'll take care of it.
I muted you, and then it told me I couldn't unmute you. I think it was trying to tell me something.
Have you ever used a Mac before?
Oh, no, it's not that. This is my first live stream. Go ahead. Tell us about it.
I'll unmute myself and go ahead and tell you about it. I'm Dave from Texas Family Camping. We do videos covering all aspects of camping, from tents to trucks to RVs to, well, what really matters the most right now is putting an air conditioner in a tent. That is our top video. People are really hammering that video right now because it's hot out there. So if you want to check us out, we'd be happy to have you over there. And we love to have a little bit of fun. So but I get to come here and hang out with these gentlemen. And this is a blast.
If you're watching right now and you'd be willing to share a video segment with us, next week we're going to be on Texas Family Live channel. And he's going to need some videos to share. So if you're willing to send us a video segment, what you'll do is you just choose a video. It could be a great one, an awful one, or one you just want some feedback on. Send the link to the video to vidliftinfo@gmail.com and tell us what 1-minute segment, or tell us if you want us to pick the 1-minute segment, but just let us know what you'd like us to take a look at. And if there's something specific, like I've really been working on how my music lines up, or I've really been working on the energy in this first minute of video to not lose folks, let us know and we'll be happy to review that. My goodness. I mean, I can't keep people's attention when I'm talking. Dave's over there yawning. Steve's telling me to shut up, and y'all are all leaving the stream. I feel like we should get going. Y'all, if you would, send us an email, send a link to vidliftinfo@gmail.com. What we want to do is we're going to take a look at a video from Nick's Picks and a video from RCRV. God. Welcome to my first live stream I've ever hosted. I'm learning. Our first video is from RCRV, and this is kind of unique. he does a different intro for every video that he makes, and it gives a little glimpse into what's coming up in the video. So we're watching this from that standpoint. This is the first minute of this video. And in the chat, as we're going through, if y'all could type out some things that you notice, some things that are really cool, maybe something that you would do differently, or something that just grabs your attention, or does it grab your attention and make you want to watch the remainder of this video? But this is the intro to a video from what, Donovan?
I just wanted to point out that Nick Spix called us the Fab Four. So who's Simon Cowell?
I'm Sammy Davis Jr. I call that.
I don't know. She called me Ringo. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a compliment or not.
I'm supposed to be Simon Cowell? Is that what you're saying, Mr. Steve Turtle?
So
you're going to have to start using hand signals if you're not going to unmute your microphone there, Steve Turtle.
I don't mean to get us back on track or anything, but let's watch this clip from RCRV. And as we watch, if y'all would type in the chat, what are some things in the video that would catch your attention and cause you to want to keep watching and not click off the video? Here's RCRV.
How long have you been a YouTuber and you don't know how to turn this? What's going on, guys? Welcome to RCRV.
And that's the intro to their video from Helen, Georgia. And what we'd like to do is go around now. We're going to hear from Dave, then Donovan, then Steve. They're going to tell us their thoughts on the video, some really cool things that we could all learn from, maybe some things that they would suggest that they do differently. And then we're going to have a quick roundtable discussion. We're going to watch it again all together and have a quick roundtable discussion. As Dave gets us started, I'm going to be looking in the chat and see what we can learn from there. Go ahead, Dave.
Oh, I am first, aren't I? Oh, what a coincidence. All right. Well, this video got my attention right out of the gate because of the fact that Tanya and I know Helen, Georgia. We love that place. We've never spent the night there or really even a whole day, but we've gone through and had a meal there, and beautiful little town. So it was fun. Watched that whole video because I wanted to learn more about their RV park and everything. It was really well done. I felt like the music and the timing and everything at the beginning just pulled you through the video really well. The first whole minute, it made me want to stick around to watch the whole video. So that was done very well. I laughed at the little comment about the vertical camera shot and turning it. And I guess if you're going to criticize, like, how long have you been doing YouTube and you can't turn it? And I was like, well, how about you, editor? Could you have turned it when you were editing as well? I don't know. Because he turned it and then I would have turned it too. So, I mean, that's just something that could have been done differently. It made me laugh. I think it's good to have the little blips in there because that helps the viewer stay connected with you. So I thought that was a great idea. Yeah, I guess that's the only criticism. I mean, that's not criticism. I don't like to say criticism anymore. It's the only thing I might have done a little differently. I would have probably twisted the video to snap to towards the end as he was saying that. So, but other than that, I think it's really well done. Great transitions at the beginning. Definitely kept my attention. How about you, Mr. Donovan?
Well, the music was awesome. We start out with Pride and Prejudice and went to some strange German polka music. I don't know what that was, but it made me laugh the minute it changed. I love that Matthew used. I hope it's okay to say his name. I guess I just did. You're stuck now, RCRV. I love the fact that Matthew took the portrait style of filming and then flipped it as a sense of humor, but also to teach other people out there to do it landscape. So I might have made it look like David said and had flipped it so that it actually flipped the way it made it look right, even if they didn't record it that way. But there is something I thought I watched it the first time and I noticed that the Alfredo, the guy in the front in the water, was losing his balance like he was about to fall. But I missed that the first time because I saw the center of the screen and I saw the other guy and was watching him cross the river because he is further along. So the one thing I might have changed, because I really thought this moved fast, it was good paced, music was moving, I would have zoomed in on him, seeing him stumble around. But then I watched the rest of the video, and Alfredo never fell in the water. So that could have been kind of like clickbait to show it that way. But if I hadn't seen it a second time, I wouldn't even noticed him almost falling. I don't know, man. This was a pretty darn good start. I really liked it. I don't know that I would have changed very much. So that was the only thing I could think of. What do you think, Mr. Turtle? Mr.
I'm like everybody else. They used up all my thunder. No, I'll tell you what. You take German beer, oompa music, and I'm in. I'm there. I did a tour in Germany, and I went to a lot of those fests. And I tell you what, that music and that festivity that's going on, man, that's good stuff. Brought me in right away. I love the music. I like the way it started off nice and slow, 20 seconds in, and then boom, you're in the middle of a beer fest. And if you've ever been to one, you know what it's like. And it's just like he showed it on the video. People dancing, singing, it's just really, really, really nice. And I love the way he did that. Now, I thought it was perfect just the way it was, except, I don't know, I was waiting for a fall in the water too. I think that would have been really good. But, you can't make that stuff up. That wouldn't be right.
He could have pushed him.
Yeah, well, I wasn't there, so I couldn't be a part of that. But yeah, a good push would have been funny too. But the whole camera thing with the vertical and all that, I thought that was hilarious. It's sort of like David said, it sort of brings you in and makes you, you're just a normal person. You make mistakes. But if I had to nitpick, and it's very, very subtle, and I don't know if it would change it or not, but there's 4 clips that lead up to the oompa music. The third clip, let me rephrase this. The first 2 clips sort of pull you in because you're going in that direction. The third clip is sort of a pan view, and I think you sort of lose that being drawn in. As something different to try, I think all of those clips should have been moving towards you so that you feel like you're getting drawn in, and then boom, you got the music, and I think it would have made it a tad bit better. But I think the clip was awesome. I think it was good just the way it was. I loved it. Mr. Scott?
I agree. Y'all know that I like them to keep moving, and it did. It was really cool. And you got me from moment one, because we fade in, and I never would, if I were doing a video on that area and thinking about the Alps, the Swiss Alps, I never would have thought to use the sound of music. That those French horns make you think the sound of music right there at the beginning. And so we're watching all of this smooth stuff. And then when the tempo changed, the style of music changed, and then the clips were faster, the movement in the clips were faster. It was really cool. I liked it a lot. One thing I probably would have done in that slow section, the fade into the first clip, I think I would have taken longer to reveal that. I don't think I would have done it. It was like a half a second. I don't think it was even a full second. I would have taken a couple of seconds to go, oh, and then that way you start to take it in about as long as that intro and the music takes, that first little riff. And then from clip to clip, they were all just cuts. I think I would have put some, darn it, y'all know the words, transitions. I would put some transitions in there. Just let all of that be smooth so that when the polka music comes in, it's bam. And then everything is different. I mean, that'd be one really cool thing. I liked that the tempo change matched the energy change. When we went to the polka, we've introduced beer and now everything changes. It was really cool. I like that very much. And then what was really cool is how the music is building and building, and it's building excitement. And then it ends at the logo, and you left me going, well, I want to see more. And then you came on and you're telling us, all right, here's what we're doing today. So already you've got me, before you even say a word, you've got me going, I can't wait to see this. I mean, it was really smart what you've done. You've got me going, well, all those things you just showed me, I want to see more of it. It was really, really smart. The one other thing I think I would do, the turning the camera, I thought was genius. It's just one little thing to go, wonder what was happening there. That was really neat. But the clip before it was the same scene, and you showed us, we could see a little bit of the phone of the camera turning. So you could see, oh, it's the same scene. It's the same thing. I probably would have cut that third of a second out of there. So we see scene and then, oops, I'm doing it wrong. I wouldn't have left any of that transition in there. But I mean, the two things I've just listed are so minuscule, because what you've just done is you've given the first minute of video and you've not given the viewer a chance to click off. It was really well done, really smart. I really like it very much. We're going to do a roundtable discussion, but I think we want to watch the video again first. Is that right? So now some of you are typing some things in the chat, and you caught some of the things we did as well. If there's something that you caught that we didn't just talk about, if you would go ahead and type it in the chat again, because when we come back in 1 minute and 2 seconds, we're going to take a look at that chat and see what you guys have. But we're going to have a roundtable discussion. But everybody watch this clip again and see if this would have kept you watching, just like we just talked about.
How long have you been a YouTuber and you don't know how to turn this? What's going on, guys? Welcome to RCRV.
Wasn't that cool? I mean, that draws you in. He does such a great job of it. Dave, you look a whole lot better than you did just a moment ago. Whatever you've done with your hair, this is nice. Big improvement.
I'd like to point out,
Dave. I can't do that.
Dave, I thought you were professional. Nobody has
I'm not.
dairy right before
Who
they go
told you
on
I
a
was
live
a
stream.
professional?
No one has dairy right before they go on a live stream or during it, on the matter.
Who had dairy? I didn't have dairy.
Uh-huh.
Hey, here's a good point from RCRV. They said he was trying to show something specific, that it's the iPhone's fault. So, I mean, there's a reason you kept it in there. See, I told you my things were minuscule. That's really cool.
I like the fact that he said Alfredo never fell in, but next time he'll push him in. That's good. That's improvement.
That's video gold.
Yeah. You know, I always talk every week about music lining up to the video, and his music line up to the video, but we saw something tonight that we've not seen before with the music line up to the video. Did any of y'all catch what was different tonight? Did y'all?
Please tell us, Scott. We'd like to know.
It's all you.
I will punch you in the throat, Donovan RV on the wayside. I'll do it twice. I got 2 hands. I used to like you. Oh my goodness. So one thing that was, and see, it's not noticeable. It's just one of those things that makes you go, oh, that's neat. And you don't realize what's happening. He's changing with the music, but the chunks between the chunks that each clip is up are not the same amount of time or the same number of beats each time. This one might be 4 beats. This one might be 8 beats. This one it might be 10 beats. It's not an even measure or even bar. It's really neat how he did that. It's just one more thing to keep you watching. I liked it.
Do you teach music?
Nope.
I used to like y'all.
I think that was a good point, though. I never thought about, because usually you want to do a beat and stay with it because it like they're anticipating the next one, but he's keeping them guessing. And I think that you're right. That's a great idea.
I've never used that.
Good job, Matthew. Oh, and good job, Scott, for catching it.
See, how to redeem yourself. Dave, Steve, Donovan, anything else you guys caught in there you want to discuss?
You guys brought up that this was music from The Sound of Music at the beginning of the video.
I said it was in the style of The Sound of Music, like when they're showing that the hills are alive.
I said it was like Pride and Prejudice, but I'm not a music guy, I guess, so my ideas are dumb.
No, I thought it was a really good video, and I thought it was a really good 1 minute segment.
I was taking a look at the video to see what other aspects. It does look like they could use a few more tags. They haven't quite maxed them out. Even the description, you could get a lot more information into the description, as well as 3 hashtags in the description to help out. And when watching the whole video, they did kind of drift where they talked about their travels to other states. And I guess my mind drifted a little bit at that point because I'm like, I'm all excited to watch Helen, Georgia. And they're like, hey, we're talking about Wisconsin. And I'm like, wait, what? So that's a tough one, though, because I know that a lot of the big channels that a lot of us look up to tend to do that. So if we're mimicking those bigger channels, we may desire to do that. That's one of the things that I've struggled with because I try to keep our videos on topic at whatever park or whatever we're talking about. So I'd like to be more like that, but at the same time, does it help? I don't know.
Yeah, I typically have a hard time with long videos. I have a short attention span. My mind wanders quickly.
And
we
so
see your live show. We know.
Yeah, my mind wanders. Is this show over yet?
Oh no, this show's wonderful. This is great.
It's wonderful.
Wonderful.
I have another option for
Yes,
Matthew.
go ahead.
So as I was watching and now I'm thinking it through for something I didn't even write down. You do film most of the time straight on. You're not using the thirds moving. Yeah, you're not doing a lot of that. You're not doing a low shot, a high shot, a different angle. It's almost always directly from your point of view. So it's something, whatever. You're a lower third. So it's just something else to think about because you make such good stuff that just to give yourself the next level, start thinking about different perspectives of some of your shots, or like I said, maybe take the focus away from the center once in a while, just to keep people. It's another thing to keep people guessing, maybe. But you really, I was so ready to watch the whole thing. It was good. Thank you.
I want to point out California Travel Video says since the beginning doesn't have any people or any human interaction to draw you in, you might cut those clips shorter. For me, it wasn't a distraction. I thought it was neat the way it was done because you're setting the stage of here's where we are, and then you introduce the people, and they're shorter. But that's a neat take on that. What do y'all think about that? All right, that's good. Great feedback, fellas. Thank you.
Scott says, "Thanks for your help, guys."
Scott, when you're going to tell something and you put a comment up, we can't do both.
I was saying what the comment said to give you lunatics time to read it. Go ahead. We'll wait.
Hold on. There's a comment there from Rayleigh Creative Travel. Why don't you throw that one up there?
I'm not done with this one yet. I do want to take a second here. Nick's picks on me sometimes, so I don't know if she's being silly, making fun of me, but I will take a second and do this. Depending on how fast or slow the music is, it might be 10 seconds. It might be 4 seconds. But when the music starts, you find that main groove and you just count to 8. Once it gets going, that's your 8 beats. Usually music is broken up into 4s and 8s. And so if you count to 4 or count to 8, that's usually a good time to change. Sometimes it can be 3s or 6s or 12s. It could change. But if you find yourself tapping your toe and you count to 4 over and over, you're going to see that you're finding patterns, 2, 3, 4. So I'm sure she's picking on me, but some people might not have known that. So I thought I'd take a second. And
I did not know that. I appreciate that, Scott.
Thank you. There was another. I wanted to talk about this. Did y'all have something before I talk about this?
Yeah, I was just going to say for California travel videos comment. I don't know if there's really a formula for draw them in the first 5 seconds. The zooming in on the thing, I don't know. It made me want to, where are we going? Where's this going to? So that zooming in alone, I was hooked, and I don't remember being hooked by with soft, ambient music in 5 seconds like that. I thought it worked either way, but I like the idea of keep mixing it up to get that first 5 seconds a good hook right away.
Well, and also you got to remember, everybody relates to a video differently. I mean, for me, it's a personal experience, that whole German thing. So, I relate to it a little different than somebody that's not so interested in, beer gardens and oompa music. So, everybody's different.
Okay, go ahead, Scott.
Well, this is a really neat thought. Dave was saying, I might would have left that out. And what he's telling us here is after he put it in, he went, yeah, I might would have cut that shorter. So sometimes we think once we put it out in YouTube land, it's done and we can never change it. But if you go into your audience retention, you're looking at your analytics on a video. We'll use this one, for example. If when we get to that point, you see a big dip in audience retention, that means people are skipping ahead in the video or they're leaving the video altogether. Either way, that's not what you want. So you can actually edit a video slightly once you put it up. The trick would be if there's a convenient spot, you can cut stuff out of the video. If there's a convenient spot where you can go from one point to another, and cutting all the stuff out would get rid of that dip in audience retention. You can actually tell, you can go into your video after the fact and say, don't show this part of the video, and it'll cut from here to here. So when the viewer is watching, now the stuff that was causing them to leave, it's not there anymore. So they go from here and then the video just continues. I've never done that, but it's definitely worth looking at. If that happens to be an audience retention issue, you can still make that change if it's logical, if it's not going to mess stuff up.
So
now, is that something you do in YouTube
or anything? Oh, go ahead, Steve.
Is that something you do in YouTube in the edit? Yeah, okay.
In the YouTube studio, once you go into analytics, you can play with that.
Yeah. I guess as long as it's not B-roll, right, or with music going or something, because that'll be kind of disrupting.
It could be.
What do you guys feel about intros, like the section after your hook where you say, this is my wonderful channel and I talk about all this wonderful stuff? He doesn't really use that. There's not that in there. Do you think it's a thing that you should or should not omit?
Let's save it for the next one, Steve. What do you think?
I think it's great. I'm not even the host.
All right.
Because I want to talk about that too.
Well, that's outstanding.
Where Nick's Picks is telling us she's next. So y'all, let's watch a video from Nick's Picks. And I'm trying to remember what she told us about this. There was something specific. Doggone it.
She just wrote it again.
What?
She said she changed her intro. That's why she sent this in and wanted to see what we thought.
All right. Well, here it is. Let me pull this up. So y'all, this is, again, the first minute from this video from Nick's Picks.
It's a beautiful day here at Animal Kingdom, and we're going to head inside and see what the wait times are like and walk around and check out the animals, and you just couldn't ask for a more beautiful day. I'm Nikki, and this is Nick's Pick.
Steve, why don't you get us started this time? And I did remember, I went back and I remembered what it was she told us. So we'll go through and see if y'all comment on it. And if not, I'll wrap us up with that. Go ahead, Steve.
I love the wink at the beginning of the video. It's subtle. I don't know if anybody caught it, but there's a little wink in there. And that's sort of like a flirtation thing. And it makes it a little more personal, you know? It's like, I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool. I like it. Let's see. The hook. You know, she's talking about it's a wonderful day. We're going to go to the animal kingdom, and you know, hopefully, we're going to see a whole bunch of stuff. I think it's okay, but I think for something different, I would save my hook for the end. I mean, if you want to record one, fine. You know, because I know you're standing out front and you're fixing to go in. You're going to make your little spiel about what you're going to do and all that good stuff. But go in the animal kingdom and see some things, and then maybe you'll come back with something that the viewer looks at and goes, oh, wow, I want to see that. And I just picked out a couple things. The hippo clip I thought was really cool, where the hippo was, you know, splashing in the water and the mouth was open. I think that might be, you know, something that you could try as a hook. And the roller coaster. But, you know, it's whatever you feel that, you know, really would draw someone in. But as a suggestion, I think that's a really good technique, is to go ahead and get your hook in there at the beginning. And then if you see something in the middle, throw that out there, and maybe you can entice people a little more interest, you know, about what they're going to see. And that was it. Oh, and there's something wonky at the end of the transition. There's a second clip of something that the two clips didn't come together just right. And I don't even think I caught it the first time, but the second time around, picked up on it. But other than that, I thought it was a great clip. And I told her I want to go to Animal Kingdom now, because I want to see monkeys.
This is what I have to work with. You know, you try to be professional. All right. So first of all, I went, holy cow, I didn't know you could do that. When she used her Apple Watch to get in, I was like, that is the coolest thing ever. I love it. Now I want to go to the Animal Kingdom just so I can do the Apple Watch to get in. Is that dumb or what? I just loved it. So personally, I've gotten away from doing intros, and it's mostly because I'm always afraid someone's going to go through it and just skip through it. And I also want to get to the story as quick as possible. Although I've seen her old intros, and now I've seen this one. I adored the wink. It makes you, you know, she's just there for you. You know, that was a great point, Steve. That was awesome. And I love the icons, and then it zooms in on the one that she's going to be talking about that day. So you know which of the four you're going to be watching. And I thought that was a cool concept too. When she starts talking, rule of thirds. Put yourself all the way to the right so we can see the whole Animal Kingdom sign behind you. And you still would have got that whole thing. But again, it's moving our attention around a little bit. That helps. And I was kind of with Steve on I would have liked to seen some kind of crazy moment inside the park as your beginning piece, and then make what you're about to show that day as your thing right after your intro. So yeah, that was the other one I was thinking of. And I'll save some of the others for our round table. What do you think, Sir Dave?
Well, thank you so much, Donovan. I greatly appreciate you turning it over to me now at this time. This video was wonderful. I loved it. It was terrific. Honestly, the intro was great. All right, I'm done. What is this being professional stuff? Get out of here, Donovan. I really like the intro. Honestly, I watched this video probably 5 times today. Well, at least the beginning. Okay. And there was 2 reasons why I watched it several times. 1, the music is catchy, and I really do like the intro. 2, for this show, I wanted to time it. And I will say I felt like the intro was too long. And I want to tell you my advice on how you can keep it happy, whatever. Got some advice on that. Something that I did when I transitioned my intros. But the second reason was exactly what Steve Turtle pointed out. It gets to the end, and there's this blue clip. And I'm like, wait, what was that? It doesn't really fit or belong. But at the same time, what did it do? It caused me to watch the video again. Because I was like, wait, what was that? What just happened? What did I miss? So my recommendation, I know you probably just put a lot of effort into that intro, and it looked great. The look on your face as you were doing your Disney pointing, the music, it was very exciting. I really liked it. I guess I'll leave it at that. I've got some more ideas because I seriously watched this beginning several times today, and I have a few more ideas. For now, I guess I will turn it over to Scott's Tots.
I see what you did there. And I also caught that. Did y'all catch that in her intro? That's smooth. Way to go, Dave. Way to go. Let's see. I remembered the thing that I feel like you had in an email. You said you had to go back and cut the music out from the ride because it was Disney music, and you had to put your own music in there. I didn't catch it the first time because you did it in such a way that it sounds like what that boat would have been playing going down the water. Am I right, Nikki, that what we heard while the boat was going down the water was not what they were playing? You added that music in for copyright reasons. Am I remembering that correctly? Oh, shut it, Donovan. Come on now. So Nikki, can you please correct either me or Donovan in the chat? Tell us what's going on with that music there. You set up the let's see who said that. You set up the what was about to happen really well. I thought you're exactly right. But when you were done introducing what was coming, there was a pause long enough to make it a little awkward. I mean, it was only about a second or so, but it was long enough that you were looking at us and we were looking at you and you weren't telling us anything. And like I say, it was only about a second, but it was long enough that I went, what's supposed to be happening? So I would have cut out just the very end of that clip just to get on into the action. And we were talking about, Steve was talking about what to show to get us into the park. Maybe leave out that intro and get us in. Show us the experience. When you showed the watch and you were getting in there, that was really neat. Maybe instead of the pan across the front, because once you go through, you go across that one first little chunk of that, the rest of it looks the same. So maybe, or maybe that could be B-roll on top of your talking if you're still going to use that. But show us some of that experience. Show us walking up. Show us scanning. Show us walking in. Show us the tree of life. Show us if the dude on stilts or the lady on stilts is walking through. Get us into the atmosphere and give us part of the experience. That's why people are watching your videos. They want that Disney experience. So go ahead and give us the experience and lead us into that video. That would be cool. But those are both very small things that I would do differently. And but I don't remember which one of us is Ringo. Is that you, Baldy?
Yes. Are you going to play the video clip again, or?
I am, but I was taking my turn yapping like y'all were. Y'all, let's go back and watch it. And if y'all could help us out, because Donovan is going to pick on me for the whole rest of the show about this thing about the music. Maybe I dreamt that. Maybe I dreamed that. I don't know. But if y'all could give us some comments in the chat that we could discuss when we come back. But here's that intro again. See if you catch the things we just talked about.
It's a beautiful day here at Animal Kingdom, and we're going to head inside and see what the wait times are like and walk around and check out the animals. And you just couldn't ask for a more beautiful day. I'm Nikki, and this is Nick's Pick.
Jamming on with us. Hit it.
two things I feel like you guys touched on that there's a way to maybe describe it. Casey Neistat is a extremely popular YouTuber, and he does some things that this video could have probably used. When you saw you should have just showed 1 second of the entrance, 1 second of standing in line, 1 second of the watch in, 1 second of something in the park, but probably not just the entrance where the people are walking, and just do it click, 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 and it just gets us right into the park, like boom, we're there. And I think that's a pace that might have been really cool in this video. And then the music, since I, don't want to toot my own horn. Sorry. But here's what I thought was cool. I don't know if she was by a speaker or not. You could hear it straight from there, but here's what I thought she did. So I'm probably wrong in my guess. But I thought what she did is she recorded the music and then cut to the distance, but the music was still the current music when it was close, and she did the whole L cut, which I think would be awesome if that's what she did. But I really think there was probably a speaker closer to her, but we'll see if I got it right or not. But I think that's what I thought she did with the music, and I thought it was very clever, and I love the guy waved, and I'm glad you kept that part in. That was awesome.
This makes me think about that talking head at the beginning. Two things caught my attention there that if I were going to change something, you referenced how beautiful the day was twice. And Donovan always tells us, once you tell us one time, don't tell us again. Tell us how beautiful the day is and then move on. The other thing is that in your intro, you're talking about going to a magical place, but there's no smile at all. You did that whole thing. I think maybe you've become numb to it. I don't know. But I can't talk about Disney without smiling. So maybe just add that smile to that. But yeah, your on camera presence.
About Disney without smiling.
Hey, can I take a turn?
Yeah, everybody else is muted. Go for it.
Right. So her SEO score on this one actually is 100. She's doing some great stuff here. Got some more tags in there. There is a long one. I don't know if that was intentional. It looks like she might have forgot to hit enter between a few different tags. So you might want to take a look at that. That can be corrected after the fact. Another thing, too, I've noticed on the two videos we looked at today, nobody's using the 3 hashtags that you can use in your description. I don't know if anybody else knows about that, but you can add multiple hashtags in your description, but your first 3, YouTube is going to take them and move them out of the description right around your title, and they'll be clickable hashtags, and it really helps pump your SEO up even more. So that's something y'all can still do that. I mean, even right now, you can go in, Nikki, and you can modify your description, add 3 hashtags, and it's going to up your overall SEO. So those are things I'd like to see more people utilize. Another thing, touching back on what was it, Elf Lord's Journey had said about skipping. I guess I'm just a little weird when someone's got a great song for their intro. I'm like delighted to hear it. So I guess it just depends on who it is and this intro song. I love Nick's Pick's new intro. I literally would tune in just to hear that. Another one is K&R Destinations. They've got a song that they use for their intro I love so much. I literally I want to grab the intro and like loop it into a song I can jam out to while I'm whatever. That might just be me. Anybody else?
It's not just you.
Oh, okay.
Good music, man. It's hard not to want to listen to the rest of it.
So Donovan, what do you think about intros?
So I don't know. I want the story to start.
Yeah,
but like I said, I love the fact that she identifies what this one's going to be about. So that it has like a special purpose, because she has a different intro for one of those other icons. And I like saying, "Oh, we're Disney today." I think that's cool. So
yeah, I've went back and forth. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. some people say that if you don't have some type of intro in there to tell them what kind of channel you are, then they don't know what other material you might have. But you can also put cards and in screens and all that good stuff in. I don't know. I'm not sure how much information is really there.
I used to have an intro for every video, and now I've just got to the point where I just try to make sure I brand it. The beginning of the video always at least starts with Texas Family Camping moves onto the screen.
Right.
Something could be going on, but at least it's branded.
Yeah, I think it is important, but you know, like a specific 20-second piece, I'm not sure if I like it anymore.
When we watched RCRV a minute ago, he gave us the whole intro, and then we saw his logo come up on the screen for less than a second, and then we were into it.
Yeah.
And another way of branding is just saying the same thing every time. Hi, I'm Steve. I do things about work campers, and then we're into it. I didn't have to sit and wait. But once I hear that voice saying that, I know what I'm in for. I know what's coming.
Yeah.
So now that you guys brought that up, the comment from Matthew from RCRV about her on-screen presence, right?
Yeah.
Nikki is so inviting. She makes you want to hang out with her. When you watch a video from someone you've never seen before, if you gravitate to either the subject or the person or the way it's filmed, intro won't matter because you're watching what you enjoy. The intro, do you really need to tell someone what your channel's about? Hopefully your name helps a little bit, right? But I just don't know if it's that important. It's what you do as soon as they start watching that makes them stick around or not, I think. But that's just an opinion. And remember, these are all options, everybody. Don't think that one of us have the right answer. None of us do. We're just throwing ideas and options of things you could do different or what we're thinking. And you still got to find what works for you. So,
you know, one thing worth considering, I think if you were to go and watch probably any of our videos, the four of us, you're going to, or really most channels, you're going to see similarities between every video. We've got the angles we're comfortable with, the shots we're comfortable with. You're going to see similar things every time. But X-Man, this is a great tip. Just try a different angle. Try when we watched Donovan, who did you introduce us to last week or the week before? The girls that I said were freaking amazing. It was really good.
Travel Kiwi. We watched her feet walking down steps, and it was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. I mean, it was just really neat. Yeah, try different angles. You can put some slow-mo in. I mean, there's no and what Dave was describing earlier, it was Dave or Donovan was talking about show this, and you're in the park. It was Dave. It's those fast cuts. So try some fast motion, fast cuts, or try some. Oh, it was the other guy. No credit for him tonight, please. Maybe, you know, slow motion for the feet. But yeah, X-Man, you're right. Try some different angles. Try something new, because you can. It's like a test. You can then go back in and look at the audience retention. Did that hold people in there? And then you know whether you need to do it again or not.
We David earlier talked a little bit about tags and SEOs and stuff like that. David, are you getting that from like TubeBuddy or something, or?
Yes, I've got TubeBuddy plugged into my Google Chrome, so it gives me, as I watch YouTube videos, I can actually see people's scores and things like that, how they're doing.
Yeah, I'm sort of stuck between a rock and a hard place. I was uploading a video, and someone pointed out to me, when you go down to where your tags are, right above that, YouTube says tags are not important. And it said the only time tags are important is if somebody commonly misspells something that you're trying to drive towards them. But then I look at TubeBuddy, which is basically Google. They say that in the SEO, it's important to have tags in your description, in your title, and down in the tag box. So it's a little confusing. I thought I might reach out to, what's his name? Nick,
sir, Nico.
He's the one that pushes the TubeBuddy, right?
No, he's Morning Fame. I'm a fan of Morning Fame, and Nico knows what he's doing. He's good.
Wait,
who's
Nick? Are you talking about Nick Nimmin?
Nimmin?
Oh, Nick. Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't he the TubeBuddy guy?
Yeah.
He's sort of. Yeah. but I find it very confusing because I used to do exactly that. I follow that SEO and I try to load up those tags to fit the video to include them in the description and the title and even off the thumbnail. But now I'm scratching my head going, well, wait a minute. YouTube says it's not important. So where am I supposed to put these words that's supposed to make me SEO wonderful?
That's a good question, Steve. So here's the thing. YouTube said it's not as important, but they've left it there as a resource. As long as that resource is there, you'd be a nut to not continue to use it. But Steve, that's the question. If that's not where it's important, where is it important? Where are the other places we can put words when we're putting up a video?
Well, I've just started putting all my tags in my description. So I write a little more descriptive description and try to include the tag words that they say. Now, I do find TubeBuddy very valuable. I use the tag search. I use that all the time. I've tried to use it more and more because I really think it's interesting. I'm doing a video on essentials inside the camper, and I started looking at certain phrases that people would search and getting returns, and I started off with good, and I fell into one that was very good. So I'm trying to focus on that one, but I really like that. I think it seems valuable. We'll see how it turns out.
Yeah, well, like Dave was telling us, you've got your hashtags you can use in addition to your tags. Put your keyword in your title, and then it's the first 200 words of your description. You want to make sure in the first 200 words that you're capturing what your video is about. YouTube is smart. It's going to go in. They've developed their AI to the point where they listen to the words that you're saying at the beginning of your video. They're listening to what you're talking about, and their goal is when Scott goes to watch YouTube, what channels has Scott previously watched? What are the topics he's previously watched? What's he most likely looking for right now? So YouTube is trying to find videos for me. And if the words in your video, and even it can even look at my video and say, there's a human in there. In the background is this is probably what the video is about. Between that, the AI for the audio, the title, and the description, it's going, this is probably the video that this person is looking for. And as long as you're talking about what your video is and you're describing it well, and that's something that people are actually looking for, that's how your video explodes. I'm with y'all. Use the resources that you're given.
Now, David,
Steve,
you talked to, oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Steve.
Hashtags. Now, I use them, but they're more channel related than video related. Do you think it matters? Should we use hashtags that are talking about the place that we're at, or more about the channel, or do you think it matters?
I feel the biggest lesson that can be learned, unless you're a massive mega channel with millions of subscribers, nobody's searching for you.
Right.
I wouldn't put a whole lot of effort into Steve Turtle or Texas Family Camping or McGuire's on Tires or RV on the Wayside, because nobody really knows you yet.
Right. Okay.
Unless something happened, if all of a sudden, PBS puts out a video that talks about Steve Turtle, maybe you should put Steve Turtle in there.
Don't believe me, that might equal subscribers. That it doesn't necessarily equal watch time.
Viewers, if you don't know, that's a real thing. When I saw Steve Turtle on my local PBS, I went running and told everybody I knew, I know that man. I know that man. It's real.
I got something, since we have a couple minutes left. So not everybody can want to walk around with a tripod, right?
Dave does.
Well, I know, and so do I. I mean, I walk everywhere with one. It's big and bulky, and I don't care. But not everybody wants to do that. So a couple things to think about. If you're panning across something and you're doing this, you're kind of shaky. So either strong, solid arm it like that, or put it on a table and just rotate it. There's ways to make it act like you had a tripod without actually using a tripod. So think of some ways you can lean yourself up against something and just hold it and just slowly move your body one direction. So there's other ways without a tripod. I know, I love mine too, David. But there's other ways to do it. So when you're doing a panning shot, know that there's a way to make it look like you used a tripod, even if you didn't. Be creative with it. There's ways to do it.
That's a great tip, Donovan. Thank you.
I don't know how to. Thank you. Thank you for the compliment. I don't even know what to say with that. You caught me off guard. You guys are going to cry again.
Good stuff, Donovan.
That's cool. Hey guys, if you would, everybody who's watching, if you don't mind, even if you've already sent us one, we'd love to watch another one. Like Nikki was our very first video we ever watched. We watched another one tonight. If you would send us a link to a video that you've put up on the YouTubes, send it to vidliftinfo@gmail.com. And what we'll do is we each look through that email and we choose the 2 videos for our week. And that's how we choose the videos that we're going to watch. If you would send us some, we'd love to have the opportunity to critique your video. And I mean, as professional as these other guys are, you're going to get a good critique. And then there's me. And I always tell you guys, I'm the beginner. So what you're getting from me is the beginner's version of things. But these other guys are pros, and they're going to tell you some great information. Yes, you on the front row, you have a question.
I'd like to also say that if you submit a video, you're going to get 4 people watch your video multiple times. So it's good for watch time. And you're also going to have your video posted on a live stream where other people will get to see it. And the algorithm doesn't get to choose whether or not they see it or not. So if you want to post a video or show us or have us look at a video, it is a whole lot of pluses there. And we'll be nice. Maybe not Donovan.
Most of us. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh goodness, what's happening here?
We're about done. I'm posting the 2 channels that we talked about today, and I post our VidLift info.
Yeah.
And David posts the next show. I guess there's a show coming on after
Yeah,
us today.
the hitchhiking bones live.
I looked also to see if Johnny's Journey was coming on next, but I do not see a live for her. So Hitchhiking Bones are some friends of mine. I enjoy their show. They talk about various things, including Marvel and Star Wars shows. So I enjoy going on their live stream. So I figured maybe we could raid them and say, hey, it's a VidLift raid from McGuire's on Tires.
That's right.
That sounds good. Guys, we are
got a
out of
minute.
time. Please send us an email at vidliftinfo@gmail.com. We'll see you guys next week on Texas Family Live. Have a great evening.